And we're back for game number 2 here, Immunity versus Kingdom in the Join Dota League Season 3 Asian Division. My name is HeflaTV, you're here on HeflaTV 1, part of the HeflaTV label. And coming with me is Coucher, the crazy Coucherino. And I don't know, first game, what do you say?
Well, Immunity, they pretty much had that game, or at least had a lead in the game throughout the entirety of it. Just the laning from Kingdom, it didn't work out as they expected. Just going for an aggressive tri-lane, Dazzle, Shadow Demon and the Slark, and they got absolutely nothing accomplished with that. I mean, the Shadow Demon, I think he TP'd to the top lane to help out the Razor like a minute and a half into the game, maximum 2 minutes. And just literally they were falling behind in farm on every single lane, more or less. Only the Slark was doing better against the Void, but of course it was a 2v1 as well. So, I mean, the Slark just didn't snowball enough for me. Or didn't snowball at all, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like, it reminded me a bit of what we saw already, Titan versus Myth, that like even if Kingdom did here and there good play, it barely changed anything on the craft. It went just one direction all the time, and the only really good and sneaky play we saw was that amazing snatch on the edges. That was very impressive by 2D. Unfortunately, he tried to do it twice, and a second time it failed. And I said even before that Roshan fight happened, like I saw when Roshan spawned, that Immunity is just waiting for it, just making it 100%. The funny thing is, like, the way Immunity played, you usually see that just by tier 1 teams. Like this holding back, guys, we have advantage, we know we have advantage, like whatever happens, just keep on farming, keep on, you know, building up that advantage, and we wait for the next Roshan, and the next Roshan means we go and finish this game, or at least go for the racks, and even if it goes bad, we have the Aegis, we can recover, we have buybacks, etc. So very disciplined, very, yeah, impressive, I have to say. And this way, I definitely like what Immunity is doing here. And Kingdom, even though here and there some nice plays, but starting from the early stages of the game till that last Roshan fight and then finally breaking high ground, the only good thing they had was objectives done, as in outer towers, but even those, they only happened by the courtesy of Immunity. If they wanted, they could have contested, but they rather went with the Weaver split push. That's their preferred way of playing this out, and it worked. It just worked.
Yeah, I mean, definitely wasn't the fastest way to end the game, but I guess it was just playing on the safe side and sticking to what they know best, maybe. So it's always nice to execute your strategy the way you meant it to. So no rushing, no nothing, just they probably knew they had a huge lead and they had no rush with it because they had the better late game as well as it was. But coming to this draft now, Brewmaster is the first pick for Immunity. The Faceless Void is once again available,
yeah,
if
so
Kingdom wants to pick it.
Like they ignore it. Like if you ban out a Tinker and a Death Prophet in the first ones, then you still have quite some options to go for. You have the Razor available, Brewmaster available, and of course the Void available. And this is, to be honest, I prefer for example, a Brewmaster banned out over a Tinker or over a Death Prophet, and the same. Well, the Razor is something where I could agree that you could swap them around, like Death Prophet, Tinker, and Razor, like priority-wise, I would put them in like, yeah, on one level. But when it comes to the Void, for example, like we see so many times that Void being just the core of so many drafts, it's just too risky to get it out. But then again, on the other draft, we were predicting a Skyrive Mage pretty much with every single move, but it never came. But they also didn't need to. Like they picked the Faceless Void. Now the question is Skyrive Mage or not.
That is the question indeed at the moment. Especially considering that there's also a Brewmaster on Immunity side. I just think Skyrive Mage would be so good. Mystic Flare in combination with the Chronosphere and just Ancient Seal to deal with the Brewmaster.
Yep. But they take quite that time. I mean, they still have 15 seconds regular time left here for the Faceless Void, and as I said, like my personal favorite would of course be a Skyrive Mage, but let's see. I'm curious though what Immunity is going for, like after they see now the Faceless Void and after they decided not to ban it, because they decided to go for Ember and Tinker, which is quite unusual, at least in the current meta. Okay, Razor it is. So they picked the course before anything else. But we still don't know in what position that Faceless Void is playing. I mean, here we saw a solo Void in a safe lane and a Trident on the other side. Maybe this time we see a Faceless Void with support, or maybe an offlane utility void as we know it from many other teams. That is all something that is definitely possible.
And I'm hoping for some crazy things. Don't think we'll see it this early in the draft, but I guess Immunity might not have expected the Razor to come out from Kingdom as well as the secondary pick. Of course, Faceless Void and Razor both are extremely strong heroes.
Yeah.
And I mean, Immunity, if they wanted to, they could still pick up a Shadow Shaman, maybe even go for a Viper if they just want a core, or even a Doombringer is available still.
Yep, tanky core, a Doombringer available to get the Faceless Void out of the equation. That would be something I'd like to see. But there's also, okay, a Lich. That's something I have to also wrap my head around. But what I'm curious about is now, is Immunity going for their own draft? Or do they answer this aggression by Kingdom? Like we saw it in the first game. The Faceless Void was picked and we instantly got Shallow Grave and Disruption. It wasn't enough. By far not enough, because the Void just used this chrono very wisely, sometimes just to prevent those two abilities from coming out, while they were just focusing on other targets in a traditional way, without the chrono. But let's see, Immunity still has the option to go for certain things to counter a Faceless Void, starting with items, of course, like the Yule Scepters, then going to Defensive Disruption, Shallow Graves. That would of course be an option, but it didn't work out for Kingdom, and I don't see it for Immunity working out either. So Skyrath Mage and Rasta being banned out, no Mass Up Wards, and obviously the Skyrath Mage. It's a very wise choice.
Yeah, I mean, just 100% correct bans coming out from Immunity, I think. Don't think they could have faced anything too much scarier than Skyrath Mage, Faceless Void, and of course Shadow Shaman overall, such a strong hero. But Kingdom now, banning out the Doom first, secondary ban, maybe take out a Viper, although it would be either a safe lane Viper or a safe lane Brewmaster in that case. So, well, nope. They respect ban a Weaver.
Okay, the Weaver did quite a good job in the first game. He was responsible for all the split push happening there, and he got so nice farm there. Like, that was a very, very fast Desolator coming out. He got quite some decent HP. The only time he actually was somehow in jeopardy was really when he got silenced, but that was just a ballsy play on his behalf there. That was, yeah, like YOLO, go in, one Gemini attack on the Shadow Demon, and that's it. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna repeat that this time. Like, he's well aware that this was not a good play. Either way, Ancient Apparition is coming out. So talking about external damage into the Chronosphere. So we have Razor, that is right clicks plus Plasma Field plus the Eye of the Storm if the positioning is right. All that boosted maybe by Chilling Touch and the Cold Feet and the Ice Blast. So this is quite something already. Could be more, in my opinion, though.
I mean, they could still pick up something like a Witch Doctor if they really wanted to. They have one extra support to pick up. Sand King wouldn't be too bad either, I think, at the moment. Maybe even the Earthshaker if they really wanted to. But Immunity, their third pick was the Viper. Not overly surprised, just somebody to build a mech for their team.
But still, like, for me, Kingdom, we have to see. Like, right now, I prefer their draft a tiny bit. Especially if you knock out the Brewmaster before he gets his ultimate off. That's very, very strong. And the Viper, okay, will be tanky, but overall also a Viper, if he's then the last man standing pretty much, he can't make too much happening. He always needs a team around him. But let's see. I mean, Kingdom, you already mentioned the SK. I can definitely see this happening. Like, this is another stun against TPs, because right now we only have Cold Feet and the Faceless Void bashes. That's pretty much it. So another stun, Epicenter into the Chrono. I can see this work out.
Yeah, it definitely is a possibility for them, I think, as well, but they're taking a really long time actually trying to figure out what hero to pick here. I mean, a Tidehunter is also still in the pool if they want to run the Faceless Void as a safe lane farmer, for example. But no, it's a Earthshaker instead, although I definitely could have seen a Tidehunter workout. Just go in, Ravage first, Faceless Void, easy follow-up with a Chrono, Ice Blast there as well.
Yep.
And Immunity, I guess if they want to, they can go for a Tidehunter themselves as well.
Sure. Why not? Tidehunter is an option. Earthshaker is coming in. I prefer DSK over the Earthshaker here, but sure, they go for it. It's nice for the laning stage for sure. it's maybe also nice to lock down a Brewmaster to make sure he does not get his ultimate off, like if you have a nice initiation on him. But that's also very tricky, very, very tricky. With the Rubik now coming up, that is possibly, yeah, quite some nice spells to steal, to be honest. Fissure, Echo Slam, Chronosphere, Time Walk, all these spells are quite, yeah, coming quite in handy. Same for the Plasma Field. And of course, Ancient Apparition, if you steal the Ice Blast, that's also quite something to have.
Yeah, I mean, if you can steal the Ice Blast, it's definitely gonna be pretty damn huge for you. I think probably the best spell to steal will be just the Fissure. Just having it with no delay is so good. Of course, maybe the Chronosphere, but if you steal the Chronosphere, you have to be so wary of not catching your own teammates with that. Actually, the last ban from Kingdom is in Mirana.
Okay, I wouldn't see the Mirana fitting in too well. I mean, we have a slow, the telekinesis into an arrow. It would have been a support Mirana, with of course the option to maybe transition into damage. Sure, I guess why not. But yeah, someone in the chat actually said something about Witch Dog, and yeah, I completely forgot this idea just because I saw the Ancient Apparition already. Like, Witch Dog and Ancient Apparition, we rarely see this combination, but sure, why not? But the problem is, now they already picked those two supports, so I think we're gonna see something for the offlane, or something for any solo lane for that matter.
Yeah, Kingdom, they are a little bit flexible due to the ability of Faceless Void to be able to just go anywhere he really wants.
Yep.
Of course, Razor doesn't need to be in the mid lane either, really. Against Viper, he most likely will be. But we shall see. Yes.
Volker. Wow, that's interesting. Like if they would have picked the Volker, that would have mean the Volker mid, Faceless Void on a solo lane, and a Razor in a tri lane with Ancient Apparition, Earthshaker. I guess it could have worked out. Sure, why not?
I mean, just Invoker with Faceless Void, Chaos Meteors, Defying Blasts, definitely could be scary. And immunity at the moment, though. Wow, a Warlock pick for Kingdom. Wait, what? Does this mean it's a support Warlock and carry Earthshaker, or rather a farming Warlock anywhere, like mid lane, safe lane?
We've seen it already happening the last 2 weeks. We've seen 2 Warlock pickups. And I actually casted one before that, but that was by BBC, where such picks are to be expected. But okay, the Warlock is definitely interesting. I like that Kingdom is going for some exotic picks here, but what I just hate is that I don't see the crazy synergy between like those heroes and the Chrono. I mean, sure, you have a Fissure inside it. About the Eraser we already talked. The Ice Blast, now the Warlock can do something as well. The positioning is really crucial. Like if the position is right for Kingdom and they get the massive Chrono, then of course the ultimate follow-up after the Chrono with the chains and all that damage shared, that's quite interesting. But
yeah, if the Warlock gets the Fatal Bonds, it can be huge, but Drakan picks it up. He played the Shadow Demon last game, if I'm not mistaken, so most likely support Warlock and might pave the way for a carry or core Earthshaker. But immunity, picking up an Abaddon, is this going to be a core Abaddon in return?
Yeah, it's like to be honest, I'm quite baffled by these drafts. I mean, we were like with half of the things right in first game, but here the second draft, it's even more mystery to me than the first draft. Like I could have sworn we're gonna see, for example, a Skyrive Mage coming out, but okay, it got banned finally. Last game, it got completely ignored. This time, I could have sworn we're gonna see a Witch Dog because it would have been good for either team, but even that is not happening. So, well, I definitely like it, and yes, Mr. Godot is picking up the Abaddon. So this is a farmy.
Man, this is gonna be some sick stuff. Carry Earthshaker versus carry Abaddon. Who's gonna come out on top? Oh wow! I mean, carry Abaddon. How do you even build it? I mean, usually I'm like, guys, please let me see an Abaddon with Aghanim Scepter, but if you're going for a core one, do you still
like
build
2
it?
weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I casted Abaddon with Aghanim Scepter. But the problem is, if a support Abaddon is reaching a Aghanim Scepter, then the game is pretty much over. No, not because of the Arcanum Scepter, but for the fact that he's getting so much farm. Because, like Abaddon, unless he is really a farmer from the laning stage on, he's not good at farming. That's the biggest problem. But I like him in a certain way that he's like a nice aura carrier. He's slowing the targets. Of course, he is debuffing like DD debuffing. Like no, he's taking a lot of nice things off, like the stuns. Like for example, the last word here, last word I say, Shadow Word by the Warlock, for example, Cold Free, all that stuff, that's getting removed. But of course, against the Chrono, there we only have like Mist Coil and the Aphotic Shield buying some time. But the problem, if the positioning is right, then well, let's see. Either way, we're gonna introduce. Was there a reason to this pause? Don't unpause. Be right back. Okay. Maybe he's also thinking about this draft and how it could possibly work out. Either way, Smashy is playing here the Earthshaker on the Radiant side, Drakan on the Warlock, the most interesting pick so far here. 2D playing this time the Void, Fixes on the Razor, and Fruits is Mr. Ancient Apparition. And Fruits is now... Wait, the stand-in is out, right?
Yeah,
so
Fruits came in now.
Yeah, we have the full roster now.
So maybe we'll make a difference. But for immunity... At the moment, Godot, he's heading towards the offlane solo on the Abaddon, leaving Slicks to play the mid lane on the Viper once again as Risk on the Lich for the second game in a row, leaving Balls to play a safe lane farming Brewmaster, supported by Shatan's Rubik. So offlane Abaddon.
Yep, this is... I mean, the Warlock on the one side and the Abaddon on the other side, these are the two heroes I definitely gonna look forward to, how they gonna manage in this game. Overall, like the chains, and we also saw by Balkan Bears like this upheaval build coming out. It's if it all comes out, and if the Warlock, for example, finds all his farm he's needing, then it's very, very annoying. Like very annoying. Like to be honest, I think some of the team fights, like if it's really all out 5-on-5 and the Chrono is not already destroying immunity, then the positioning is all that matters. If you have like a huge Fatal Bonds coming out, like 4 points in it with like 6 units there combined, Ice Blast flying, Echo Slam, Chronosphere, all that shizzle, and of course on top of that the Razor also doing his damage on solo target as well as AoE with the Plasma Field, this really starts hurting immunity. But let's see. For now, Fixes picking up his boots here in the mid. He just tried to be even better with the pushing. Game starting, and we have to see how this goes. So far it is tri-lane versus dual lanes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit weird, but Lich together with Abaddon should be a fairly just survivable lane. Godot, of course, has the Aphotic Shield, and Lich just sacrificing creeps left and right.
Yep.
They have a nice Observer Ward as well, but Fruits has Sentry Ward, so soon enough, if immunity just back off in time all the time, they will be aware of this Observer.
By the way, I just learned something.
Aphotic Shield doesn't remove Shadow Word.
Yeah, I thought it removes the Shadow Word, but yeah, like this is... I really need to make a list what exactly the Aphotic Shield removes. I actually thought it removes the word, but it does not. That's definitely interesting. But let's see how the Abaddon is doing anyway, right? Because right now, there's the Lich coming in. He needs level 2, of course, desperately to start the harass, and the only good thing is, of course, on the other side you have a Warlock who went the first point into that word, which means he can do quite fine against the harass. But now he's starting to miss quite some CS for some reason. But yeah, in the mid, what do you think? Who's gonna win this? I mean, by damage and driving someone out of the lane, the Razor should have the advantage, at least for the beginning of the game. But then later, with the Viper, maybe a possible rotation, the Razor can also die fast.
I think Razor will win it as far as last hits are concerned, unless the rotations come out from immunity. I mean, he's already winning 9-3 compared to 3-2 on Slicks' Viper, so looking good on him, and harassing with the static link so damn much, and there's no boots on Slicks, and Slicks was just 42 points of damage stolen. I mean,
yeah,
Slicks...
but look at the poison tag. That's the funny part. He didn't go for corrosive skin, which is very interesting. Like, he went for the 2 points into the poison attack and 1 point nether toxin, so he has the scaling there. I definitely like this one. I like this approach, and with this, then Fixes has to be careful in the mid, because this might just turn the other way around. Even if you steal damage, like, the Viper might still be able to get you down, just crippling you with that slow.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I still think 1 point into corrosive skin for Viper might just be useful. Actually, Slicks has made a lot of damage to him, but the poison attack fixers. He's actually really standing his ground there. He has a bottle now as well to heal up a little bit. Should use his plasma field though, but oh, bottom lane Rakan, he dropped low. Shadow Word to heal him up a little bit. Godot gonna get fissured up as well. The right clicks, the ice vortex to slow him down. Where's the follow up though? They need a few more right clicks, cancelling the healing cell. So
Yep.
no kills yet.
I mean, cancelling the healing self, of course, is worth something. They drove him out, that's the best thing. The Warlock, of course, he can heal himself up. He probably doesn't even use that word right now, because he might want to go on that Abaddon, and, well, let's see if there's a nice fissure. But the problem is, at the moment, the Earthshaker, even though they still have Chilling Touch up, they don't go for a second round. They had the mana for it. They had still everything that was needed, but, okay. Godot, he just wants to do some harass damage with the Aphotic Shield, but I think this tri-lane might actually win. Like, I really have the distinct feeling that Kingdom has the better cards here if they play it right.
I mean, they are a tri-lane, of course, after all as well. Immunity, they were hoping probably to get a little bit more. I mean, Kota sitting on 5 last hits at the moment, going for a poor man shield as well, it looks like. He's level 3, Lich helps out with the sacrifice however much he can, but against the tri-lane it's just not gonna be quite enough. And looking at the counterpart, 2D, he's level 4 already on the Faceless Void, isn't getting too many last hits either, but really just wants to get the Chronosphere to be of use.
Yep, he's fine, or doing fine. He's similar to what we saw the other time around, but oh, there is a fissure. It will only stun the Abaddon, but there's not enough. There's just not enough coming. He could have gone for the word, but it would have just been additional harass damage. But yeah, he's doing fine, just like the Void the other game. Like, so far he's getting 1 level per minute, even with the Rubik trying to harass him out. So that's all you require. That means we can expect the Chrono being up at about 6 minutes, 7 minutes max. And that's exactly what you need to do. Maybe even here or there grabbing a CS. So you couldn't ask for more. So at the moment it works at least out in this way. The Razor still in the mid, 13 and 9, but the Viper caught up, 14 and 8 now. So the mid is very, very even.
Yeah, it looks like just going for the poison attack is worth it. Actually, Viper struck as well. He's going for another poison attack. Will he miss uphill though? Oh man, Fixer's just
I think
80
he could have
HP.
gotten that kill here. By moving forward, that would have been interesting. But oh, the Faceless Void, he still has a time walk. Just helping himself there, getting under the tower. But unfortunately, I think he has to go back to the fountain. There's no regen left on him, no tangos, no salve, nothing is there. Even in the mid, the Razor's now getting supported by the Ancient Apparition, just bringing him a clarity on top of that bottle that is already on him. But yeah, he's having a hard time against this Viper in the mid.
Yeah, definitely struggling at the moment. I mean, last hit wise it's even. A little bit more denies to the Razor, but considering how well he just pulled out the head early, could have maybe expected a little bit more, but Slicks, I guess his item build was just 100% correct for this matchup. Most likely as a mid lane player, just in this meta game, you face the Razor so damn often, so probably has the experience to know what build to go for.
Yep, absolutely. And well, so far we are 6 minutes in, no first blood. That's very interesting. Right now the Razor, okay, this time a successful steal of some damage. That's 84, not the maximum though on level 4 obviously, but still it helps him. I mean, he decided to go for that static link build, which is I kind of supported against the Viper, of course. But now we have a rotation here. This might be our first blood we are looking for, but oh, the Rubik, does he get a telekinesis? No, he's just not fast enough. The Razor just too swift. 1 point already in the unstable current, so he has a 3-2-4 movement speed versus the Rubik that is 340. So in theory he is actually faster, but no, wait, 358. Sorry, no, obviously the Razor is faster.
Yeah, it's really hard to outrun a Razor. Even 1 point into unstable current just helps out. But Rakan, he has his chaotic offering. Looks like he wanted to chase down Lich, but I mean, he's still going for it. If he gets the last word, man, last word is there. Come on, are you gonna pop your ultimate? He's going for a TPO. Come on, now drop the ultimate. Drop it. No.
He could have gotten that first blood if he wanted to. If he really wanted to, he could have gotten it. But I don't know if that's really worth it. dropping that chaotic offering, but he knew the Lich is without everything. I mean, that poor guy, look at him. He has 25 gold on a TP scroll. That's it.
And that's really sad, to be honest, at the moment. I mean, two last hits, 1 deny. Oh wow. Just at least he's hitting some levels. Level 4, 8 minutes in, not the worst. Top lane balls, of course, level 7. Working towards his Blink Dagger, has Arcane Boots first. As 2D is level 6 as well. Not carrying a TP scroll though, so can't really just TP in to help out other lanes. But if some support drop they top, might even set up an easy kill. But on somebody apart from the Brewmaster, man, that guy is so tanky.
Definitely, and yep, I like what the Brewmaster's doing here. He's gonna stay on lane. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna rotate anywhere, even though he has the Primal Split now. The first Primal Split is not the strongest unless he really gets a target that is just locked down somewhere or is just not running away. But, well, let's see. I mean, he's gonna farm that dagger. The question is how fast. Maybe 10 minutes, 11 minutes if everything goes right. If he finds the first blood, for example, then that would pretty much guarantee his Blink Dagger with a bonus gold there.
Yeah, man, just getting the Blink Dagger, it's gonna be so huge. If Kingdom can stop him from getting it as fast, of course it's gonna benefit them, but whether they'll be able to kill the Brewmaster, it's definitely under question. But bottom lane, Godot, he hits level 6, so the Abaddon will have his ultimate ready if a gank should come, and 9 minutes in. Still no first blood.
Yep, this game is like, it's gonna be an interesting standoff. Like, once that first blood is coming, then I mean, right now, like with how these lanes develop, I would call it relatively even. So the first blood is actually having quite an impact on this game. I'm pretty sure about this. But oh, look at it, the Warlock already being followed, but they just try to force him into something. And to be honest, he's out of mana. There's still his ultimate, but yeah, the ultimate actually being even triggered now by the word.
Yeah, I mean, ultimate on cooldown, it's always nice, but it's only 60 seconds. It's definitely no biggie for immunity. I mean, he's gonna run home, maybe just run back instead of TPing, and his ultimate will already be up.
We were looking for first blood. I think we're gonna see it pretty much soon with the help of the Chronosphere. So whoever shows, and it might as well be the Lich here, just to defend the tower or pull the creep wave. They're coming for something. They use the time top, obviously, to go for the other tier 1 tower, so well, we have Chrono, we have the Warlock, it's daytime, so they see everything that's happening here though. There has been a Viper Strike here on the Razor, but the Razor stealing a lot of damage, 84 again, but let's see. Like the Viper now turning around and yeah, slowing him all the way, look at it. This is 4 points in it and he's just TPing out. That's the best thing he can do, of course.
I mean, he was doing 0 damage because he had 84 damage stolen, so yes, the poison attack, you can still get some damage done, but just not nearly enough at the moment. Razor has enough just health regeneration from the headrest itself already. And I mean, this 11 minutes in no first blood, this must be the longest time without a kill I've seen for a really long time, like 3 months at least.
But let's see. There's the Abaddon. He knows he has his ultimate and everything, so he goes in. Oh, that's quite interesting with the Panda joining the fray.
Yeah, and actually Godot, his ultimate is already popped. They don't want to join on him. Oh, the telekinesis into Dragon. Can he get his chaotic offering at all? He's gonna pop it only onto Godot, and first blood actually goes to balls first. He kills off fruits. They get the counter kill, but Warlock is in such a bad position, just surrounded by enemy heroes. Can they get more? It's actually 2 for 1 in the end, so we finally got a team fight. The Golem, if it goes down, it's actually some pretty nice gold for immunity, and 100 gold goes for risk.
Yep, I mean, immunity just having double advantage here. Not just was it a 2-1 trade, it was also the first blood on their side first. Plus, while all this was happening here bottom, like, they decided, do we go for split push or do we go for this fight? And they decided to go for a fight. So in the end, top tower is on 140 HP while they chip away now that bottom tower here. And on top of that, they got the first blood and a better trade. So this one is a big loss to Kingdom. So far everything was equal, at least I call it equal. But now with this, like 2 towers pretty much brought down, almost brought down. This is bad news for Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, just that one fight. Oh, Blink Thunderclap onto Dragon as well, Warlock. He has no escape mechanism. Shadow Word to heal him up a little bit, buying some time, but just 4 heroes against 1.
That seals the deal of this tower, so that's the first tier 1 down. In the meantime, we have the Faceless Void going for some split push, but I mean, his damage it's quite puny. I mean, look at it. It's just PTs and then Pullman shield. So I'm just waiting for this rotation actually happening. That they go top, get the second tower. So this is first blood, a free 1 in the last 2 minutes, and overall just a much better trade. But oh, the Razor stealing a ton of damage here. Like, but the Viper turning around, just making his life much harder. But let's see. Maybe they want to go here on the Ancient Apparition.
Godot is already coming in. He has the Apothic Shield to tank things up. There's a Chain Frost as well. The mech comes through, but Fruits, he's in no man's land. Slick still does no damage thanks to the static link being active, but Poison attack will be just enough to bring down that low support.
Yeah, that was even Viper Strike. The Viper Strike ticking off. But oh, look at it.
Blink, Thunderclap, they don't have Primal Split, they don't even need it. Rakan gonna get slowed down. The Chronosphere to catch his 3 enemy heroes. Actually 4 even. The kill off the Rubik, but Tuji now, he's the one on the run. Rakan trying to heal himself back up. The Golem, actually never mind, it was Rubik's Golem, what?
Yeah, it was the chaotic offering of Rubik there. And oh, the Panda coming in, he wants to get that Warlock, and he gets it. Boulder Toss is out, and maybe he even gets some follow-up here. The Faceless Void has to be careful. Okay, he's just getting tossed into the air. And now some tower damage, of course, coming out. But overall, again, another trade here for immunity. They might actually get another tower here in the mid, even though there's still some defense there. It's just too bad the Ancient Apparition wasn't level 6, because the Ice Blast might have made a difference here. If you look at all the HP of the guys there, that was, of course, with with some heals happening there, like wait, what did I want to say? No, but like, over time, no, I think that Ice Blast would have made a difference here, at least on one target, maybe even a Viper kill. But overall, it's just, what it comes down to is no damage into the Chrono, because this Chrono was beautiful. It was good.
Yeah, it most certainly was, and well, the tower is being defended by the Ice Armor of the Lich. It's only level 1, but it's buying enough time, and there's really not too strong of a push coming out from Kingdom, or for either side for that matter, really. But 5 heroes there. Drakan has his chaotic offering. They want to force the issue. Fate Ball drags the creep wave away, and 2D is gonna get healed. Ice Blast just thrown out randomly. Maybe wanted to connect on Slicks.
Yeah,
but Time Walk stolen.
Supposed to be for the Panda, but the Panda even dodging in the fountain. So easy one for him there. So 40 minutes in, 2-6. I think it's time. We looked in the first graphs here of this game, and immunity, yes, experience wise exactly what I expected here. The farm, the laning, and of course the start, it was just much better. So a bit above 5k at the moment. When it comes to gold, well, the last fight, or with that tower taken, they got like a little dent in their craft. Still 4k advantage there for immunity. So let's see. So far, I mean, the Abaddon is not playing the biggest role here so far, but he will eventually. So he just needs a lot more levels, to be honest. Like, he's level 8, he could definitely do much better, I think. But that is what you get if you play against a tri lane in a dual lane.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, to be honest, having an Abaddon, having the Curse of Avernus, the passive.
Oh, but look top there, like 2D is getting forced out just by the Panda. Like, just the clap, and then easily going for, for the guaranteed crit. Nothing was backtracked there. That brings him just down to 50%. Just like that.
Yeah, and Balls, he's gonna get the tier 1 as well. Slicks coming in to help a little bit. Balls. 2D gonna get just Drunken Haste up, just to make sure he's not gonna go for some shenanigans. So tower down, Slicks comes in to just steal the last hit away, more or less, from the Brewmaster.
Yep, that's 3-1 now in tower. So, I mean, Kingdom got this tower in the mid, which was a nice response after, like, immunity overshadowed their welcome there a bit. But in the end, still, this is 2 more towers for immunity at the moment, and yeah, surfing on top of that advantage, they might, just enjoy it, sit back a bit, or do they push? I mean, we have a 3-man push at the moment here, going bottom. It was smoke, but this one was seen by the Razor, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it was, because this observer board here, they saw it, so they blinked it out. In the end, they go for it. Like, the Abaddon can tank away a lot of things with Fateful and the Aphotic Shield popping. That should clear out the creeps easily. And yep, new creep wave will come in, and G-Dot will just, go for it. It seems like a tower trade.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, an Abaddon helps actually with tower pushing. The Curse of Avernus works on towers as well, or for himself at least, which is a little bit weird to me to see, but...
Yeah, it doesn't debuff the tower, but it buffs the Abaddon. That's the weird thing about it. But, I mean, it's not too much. It's the movement speed and that attack speed that's only coming out. Of course, the attack speed helping in the damage end. well, overall it was a successful tower trade, but now let's see, they want to go here for the Viper, but there is a mech, there is no Chrono coming out, a new Time Walk is also not there, and let's see, do they want more? At the moment, look at what Abaddon is doing.
Oh,
like
balls! Thunderclap, but now Primal Spit, he got caught in the Chronos. The Ice Blast to follow up, so might still be able to do it. And yes, indeed, his Chaotic Offering comes out with the Primal Spit, but 2D, the Chain Frost comes out, the Primal Spit, the Chaotic Offering stolen once again. Double Golems on the field. Radiant Golem is so low on health already, just taken out almost immediately, but no hero has died yet.
Yep, but this actually ended without any crazy casualties. That's the mystery. But the Rubik doing a nice job. But like one thing, while all this was happening, like the Abaddon actually looked already at the tier 3 tower, just trying to do some damage there. It's not much. It's about 200 HP. But sure, why not? They blink on Roshan, they are on the dire side, so they might as well use that advantage. But still, that this fight was without casualties, that's crazy. But the good thing is the Rubik still has his Warlock Golem, which could do a nice job, of course, on Roshan. And yes, it's coming in there, and that poor Roshan. Ice Blast. Oh, this is gonna hurt on... Oh my god. The Abaddon
might be able to survive with the Aphotic Shield. Yeah, I think he's fine at the moment, but
yep,
cutting it extremely close.
This is only level 1 Ice Blast, but I think they want to contest here. With the Warlock chains on all of them? I don't know.
The Telekinesis actually throw down stuns up to at the same time. Drakan so low. Shadow Word keeping himself up a little bit. 2D gonna get stunned by the Stolen Fisher of Shatan, and Roshan still alive. 2D, he goes in. Thunderclap up. They get the kill before Roshan goes even down. But man,
no luck for him in snatching the Aegis. Also Razor just too slow being there. There was a second Ice Blast. I think they could have used it, maybe get the Rubik kill, but that's pretty much it. Like in the end, I don't know why Kingdom did not go there as a team or wait as a team, or rather give the Roshan away. But this way they got Roshan. Nobody died on the immunity side, making it a 6-kill lead. That was everything but good. This was a typical neckbreaker for Kingdom. Just bad decisions.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely horrible. I mean, immunity, they're just so happy with how things are going. Actually, Abaddon having a point booster, so going for the Aghanims hopefully. But I think I have to leave you now since a second game needs to be cast.
Yeah, true. In 3 minutes, so you have to go online on HeflaTV 2 and leave me here alone. So bye-bye, yes. Culture.
Bye-bye.
And I will do the rest here of this game. Apparently they're not finishing it fast, so yeah.
Bye-bye. See y'all.
Okay, so it's just me, guys. I hope this is not too much of a problem. Like on HeflaTV 2 there is another game, and unfortunately they took so long in game 1 and 2 here with the draft and the delay and whatnot that but we have a Chrono with the Ice Blast hitting here on the Lich, and the Frost Armor was up on him, but it's still enough. Yep, Faceless Void is even getting that kill, even though the Ancient Apparition should have gotten it. It's still something Volvo hasn't fixed here. The last one contributing to bring him in shatter range will get that kill. But after all, I mean, Ancient Apparition is a support hero, so yeah, that's the best support you can have either way. And now, let's see. I mean, it's 3-8. Like, with this Chrono, they finally got something. I mean, a trade that was not in favor of immunity for once, but let's see what is immunity doing. I mean, they have the Aegis, and with the Aegis, usually that should be a sign of, hey guys, let's fight. But of course, the Lich being down, fast respawn though, they could go. He's just armoring himself now with new wards. Let's see. Craft-wise, well, it's still going heavily in favor for immunity. We are above 10k. It's stagnating a bit, a tiny bit, but sure, it will, with the next trade, decide for one direction. And, well, almost 10k in gold as well, so immunity is pretty much doing what they did in game 1. Whatever they did, it was always... I don't know, how can I decide? Even if the trades are bad, they still go for the farm, or the other way around. Like, either way, they keep the graphs growing in their favor, and that's what you need. Because even if you play bad, then you still have the advantage by XP and by gold. But at the moment, everything works out for them. Secured Roshan, the better trades, the better experience, the better gold, and, well, it looks like tier 2 tower it is. 2D already pointing out where the enemy is, but at the moment the Faceless Void is pretty far away, but of course he has a TP scroll, so he can come instantly in here. And let's see, they pull the creep wave out. The next creep wave is actually quite far away, so committing to this might be interesting. The Viper, sure, is tanky as hell with the Aphotic Shield as support. He can even tank a bit of that tower. And now even against the creeps, they die just by right clicks or, of course, the Corrosive Skin plus Aphotic Shield. And new Aphotic Shield up. They want to get that tower. They really want to get that tower. At the same time, Kingdom, they want to give some farm on the Faceless Void. Whenever like hell is breaking loose here, then the Void will come in, TP in. I just hope it's not too late at this point. That's the biggest problem I have. And yeah, now they just chip away this tower. Slow siege at its best. The Void, he couldn't even make a threat as in split push threat, because by the time he's reaching that tier 2 tower, we might see the tier 2 tower in the mid already fall. With the next creep wave, I think we have that point reached. So let's see. Tower's going down. Yes, the Abaddon is actually getting it. 2D was trying to it. Oh, but Brewmaster initiating here. Now he finds himself, okay, in an awkward position, but overall he will get out there eventually with the Blink Dagger. And in the meantime, we have the Abaddon actually rotating top. And of course, the Void alone. He can't kill an Abaddon. That's just too bad because of the ultimate. Even with the Ice Blast, it just doesn't work, unfortunately. So 23 minutes in, and there's only one outer tower left here. This one top. And let's see what's happening here. Faceless Void. Well, what is he going for? Do we see a Maelstrom build up on him? Mask of Madness is done already. But he also needs to go a bit more tanky. Right now he has below 1k HP. If he would change the PTs to strength, he would be on 1-1. But that is just not enough. Like a lone Viper Strike and a Thunderclap guaranteed crit of the Panda, that is jeopardizing his life already. And well, so far the only thing I really have to say about Kingdom, besides the bad trades, like I just didn't see the Warlock working out so far. That's the biggest problem. And with the Rubik on the other side, who has been always very well aware of everything that happened here, like he stole it. But oh, there's a go here on 2D, but yeah, Time Walk in, instantly TPing out, but they got the vision, but it's not enough. He survives with, I don't know, 150, 100 HP, that's it. But sure, they wanted to go top anyway, and now they're here, and once they're here, they might as well just go for the last tier 2 tower. It seems like it. And again, Kingdom is in a position where they just answer to whatever immunity says, and that's, yeah, that's what we saw already in game 1. Net worth wise, you see it, like the free cores of immunity, they're just leading, and not just leading by like 500 or something. Like the lowest farmer on immunity of the cores, at least, is still 1.4k ahead of the Razor. That's quite something. And the Viper is 3k ahead. This Viper is just doing a good job. We have to see. I don't think they're gonna defend this. Kingdom, they're gonna drop this tower. They say like, hey guys, if we defend, it has to be high ground, otherwise there's no chance. Well, they're just satisfied. They're just satisfied with what they got. High ground is not yet their goal. So 25 minutes, and we have to see what's happening next. Roshan. Oh well, there's still more than a minute till we find out when the final timer is for Roshan. So this might be it. We're looking at like 1 or 2 minutes of farming for immunity, and then they go for Roshan. Maybe a Roshan fight if Kingdom tries again to contest it. I hope this time though with the ultimate's ready, and of course maybe a bit better luck on Turi. I mean, once he already showed us today that he can be nice on snatching Aegises, but the other 2 times it just didn't work out at all. Like, really unfortunate for him. He's TPing away in the fountain, but yeah, the problem is Kingdom is just pressed down to their base at the moment. They don't even dare to go out. If you look at it, like Earthshaker, I don't know when he found his last CS here, but it's probably 10 minutes ago or so. And the Razor now farming with the Warlock aside. But immunity, I don't know, Kingdom shouldn't be scared because there is no one actually bothering of immunity. They know about Roshan timer, they know exactly what they want to do, they know exactly what they need to do in order to get high ground. And well, let's see. Roshan, oh, we're gonna see it in some seconds how much additional time we have. The only good thing for immunity is at the moment that the Void is farming, and that's what I like. So come on, Roshan, tell us. Oh, it's an instant respawn. It's an instant respawn, the lowest timer possible, like 1-2 seconds right after. But yeah, immunity, they make a nice transition here from fat stack here. Is this a quintuple? Wait, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is double dragons, golems. No, wait. I think this was a quintuple stack. Double golem, double dragon, and the thunder heights. So this was actually a quintuple stack. That's interesting. Like, it takes them quite some resources though to go for it. The mech is available if they want to. So yeah, they clear it up, and this is huge. This is huge. Like, as in gold and experience for the entire team there. If they want to, they can just rotate into Roshan. Only problem is, of course, the Razor's illusions at the moment, scouting it all out. And, well, let's see. If they scout it out, then they know immunity is on Roshan, and they might as well not do it. Okay. Faceless Void, a bit split push coming up, but that's pretty much it. That's all it is from Kingdom. Kingdom, they're just not effectively farming. At the moment, no one is even using the mid camps here. Maybe the Razor is gonna do it right now, but besides the Faceless Void, and now even the Warlock, okay, here on that small camp, but besides that, no one else is doing any good farm. Well, 28 minutes. Like, I'm still curious. I was actually expecting immunity to go from Ancients directly into Roshan, but they surprise me each and every time with their decisions. They say like, hey guys, no, we don't go for it. We still have time. It seems like they want to push out top. Maybe wait for the Faceless Void come for his split push. Get a kill on him, but they need a nice stun. Or something to interrupt his TP right after. I mean, if you have vision on it, you could use the Chain Frost to interrupt his TP. That would be one option, of course. But, well, let's see. 29 minutes. The graph, actually, when it comes to XP, and that's quite surprising, to be honest. Like, it stagnated around the 12k or 11k mark, and then it fell back on below 10k. Now it recuperated a bit just by what they did on the Ancients. But I guess that's mostly due to the Faceless Void just having a blast here at the moment. Level 14, he's really catching up at the moment. Like, he's only 1k behind now the Abaddon. But still, when it comes to gold, that craft is barely having any dent here. This is just those small little fights. But overall, they're just going for it. But very interesting to see immunity. They go for the mid lane at the moment instead of securing Roshan and then going high ground. So I guess they're confident enough. No, the blinks are coming here. Brewmaster, they just push out the mid wave so they see who's coming. They know where the Faceless Void is, and they're like, hey guys, we can't go on Roshan. Maybe we want to go on Faceless Void before. So what this is, it's like a little standoff here. It's pretty funny to watch. I mean, the biggest threat if they want to do Roshan is obviously the Chronosphere. So right now, I definitely like that Tootie is just sticking around, farming the enemy jungle, even though it's a bit risky because he has no vision around Rosh Pit whatsoever. There's no ward here in this region, so if someone is coming here into the jungle, then they might as well get a successful kill here. But they need some sort of stun, some sort of silence on him. Well, let's see. Lish is coming in, making sure there is an observer ward. Yes, this one is catching it out, and yep, they go for Roshan, and this is an uncontested one. Now, the medallion not being used. Use the medallion, my friend. Now he's using it, and the Ice Blast, this won't prevent them from getting Roshan. This is just too late. Faceless Void, too far away. We have the Razor being top, trying to make something happen, at least some split push, but Roshan just happened, and now Abaddon. They're gonna push out the lanes, and I think now it's high ground time. Like, at least for the first try. But it's really, I'm really surprised how passive immunity is. Like, it's either discipline, or it's just reluctance, or like the question is, what is it? Like, are you holding back? Or are you playing with your food pretty much? Or do you think you could really still have a huge problem in a fight where a good chrono hits, so you need a certain advantage? Or do they just play completely safe, say like, hey guys, we want to work on that advantage, want to make 100% sure that if we go in a fight we even survive chronos, and oh, they want to go in the mid here for the Faceless Void, but Time Walk out. Oh, the Rubik even used the Time Walk in the other direction, but oh, there's a heal on Faceless Void. Is he forced into using that chrono? That would of course be bad news. We have another miscoil. Oh, he's using that one. The Rubik could. Oh, nice time lapse in the other direction, and no, they definitely won't get him. the Brewmaster is fishing for it. But yeah, that was nicely juked here by 2D. So he's going back in the base, has everything ready again before they go high ground. Razor at the moment, he's the one doing the split push here top, and he might actually do something, but no. That's quite disturbing, because like if they learned something from Immunity last game, then it is keeping the split push up as much as possible. So they at least have to trade the tier 2 tower for something, but Razor is coming in just to use the plasma field here. Problem is that this Abaddon is just tanking too much. Like, he has an Arcanum Scepter that helps so much, especially if he's there triggering it and everyone else is getting damaged, just like maybe Fatal Bonds, like all the AoE spells they have, starting with the Chaotic Offering, then of course the Plasma Field and the Fatal Bonds. This helps so much, but let's see. Oh, the Viper getting some damage stolen, but he's not fast and going back. Still 56 damage it is only, so not quite what you want. The tower overall still getting okay-ish damage, but this is very slow what they do. The face is void, he's wrapping around, trying to get somewhere here in this position, getting a nice chrono up, but here at the moment he's just testing every centimeter, every single centimeter here. 1, 2, 3, just checking how close is the nearest enemy. On Razor, well, he's just getting spammed on. There's the chrono. It's on 3. The Ice Blast connecting only on the Panda here. The Panda not dying, or is he dying? He is dying before his ultimate. That's of course crazy. Viper also going down. That's 3 down already, but of course there is still the Aegis. With that Aegis he might actually turn it around, but the Faceless Void is still there. He's focusing on the Rubik and he's also getting him down. That really worked out for them, so this is 4 down, and the Viper might be the 5th Fisher, securing that he's held in place, and with the Razor stealing everything, he can juke as much as he wants. I don't think he's getting out of there, so this is a full team wipe, from having a 6 kill advantage, 5 kill advantage all the time, to just making this play. In the end, 2D really made it possible, especially the Panda not getting his ultimate off with a nice bash. I mean, sometimes you need the lucky bashes, obviously. But yeah, it was completely fatality stake, absolutely high for Immunity. Now, there are, yeah, how can I say it? They're a bit shrugging off, because this is bad news. The cliff is gonna buy some time. The respawns are coming relatively soon. But still, I think this tower might go down even if there is frost armor on it. Then again, the Panda. We might see the Panda hopping in. Yeah, he's using the TP. They really want to get that turnaround. And now, Thunderclap here. The ultimate, does he get the interrupt on? No, he does not get the interrupt. But the Razor, oh, they have vision on him. Boulder Toss. There it is. Yes, the telekinesis made sure. The Razor is definitely going down. There's just no way they can get it. And in the meantime, we also have the Lich. He got that kill on the Void. So they get their revenge. But still, it's a 5 for 2. Like, if you take everything in consideration, tower and a team fight, it is a 5-2 trade with a tier 2 tower lost and no damage done on the tier 3 tower, pretty much. So the question is now, buybacks, force the buybacks or not? It seems like they want to go for it. Abaddon rushing forward, as well as the Brewmaster. All of them, I think all of them have buybacks, just for the worst case scenario. Actually, no. The Viper doesn't have it, okay, but everything else, that should be just fine. There is a Fisher, but this Fisher is not a blocking Fisher, it's just holding the creeps a bit back. The hero's still there. Yeah, all nice Ice Blast hitting on, well, actually it's only hitting on one. It looked like it would reach the Lich, but Fatal Bones coming out, only connecting on 2 heroes. Actually no, on 1 hero, and the rest was creeps, so that's also not very optimal. And let's see, they want to go for something. We have to see a chrono. A chrono right now would be quite nice. And oh, the Warlock slow, the upheaval is coming out, but look at the melee barracks. It's going down. Is it G-Dot? Yeah, he's gonna get it down. The Razor's coming in, stealing all the damage here off the Viper at the moment. And the Chrono really only placed on the Viper, so G-Dot can do some damage here. This is everything but optimal. Look, nicely stolen Chrono here on the 2 supports, and now they have a huge problem though. Are they turning around? Oh, there's the Chaotic Offering at the moment. That really is bad news. So this is 4 down. They only pay with a Void for it, and Lich, run for your life. He's TPing out. Is there anything to interrupt? No, it's not. So they still get the melee racks down, get all the ultimates off, and unless Kingdom is really pushing fast, they're not even getting the buybacks here. So in summary, I guess it was a okayish thing to do, even though Kingdom is getting more and more experience and farm with all these bad trades here when it comes to kills. So let's see what's happening here. Still 30 seconds on those who can defend it. 20 seconds on the Viper. That might actually be enough. The Lich is the one defending here, solo defending at the moment. But yeah, they still have the 2 golems here, and they hit like trucks in like both of them. 75 damage plus the creeps, plus of course here the Eye of the Storm. This is bad news. This tower is probably going down. Or I don't know why the Warlock is putting his golems back there. I guess some mismicro. In the end, the tower's not going down. Oh, there's the telekinesis holding in place. There's the slow by the Lich. Maybe. Ah, the Chain Frost is coming out as well. And with the right bounces, yes, the right bounces did it. And oh, there's no interrupt whatsoever on that TP. So I don't know. They pay a Razor for 80% damage on a tier 3. I think they could have reached more, especially if the Warlock would not have interrupted those golems. Would have sent them directly for the tower. So still, it's a 12-12. 38 minutes in, and like after these 2 horrible fights for immunity, where they still get the objectives done though, we have to look at the graph and oh, this is bad news. This is bad news. 2k roundabout on immunity here. When it comes to gold, they lost their 12k down to 6k, so gold lead is halved, pretty much. That is of course bad news for immunity. Still, with the objectives getting done, they might as well just, you know, copy Pastarino this on another lane. The problem is, mid lane is the only lane where you can say like, hey guys, it's only mid lane. It's the easiest to defend lane of all. So you might as well, you know, not give a damn about it at the moment. The only thing you really have to hold is the side lanes. The side lanes make a game really awkward. And let's see. Does Kingdom now take the initiative? Why not? I mean, last time we saw them fighting, they had twice the upper hand without even the Echo Slam. This is also something I didn't even say. Like, the Echo Slam came in very late or only on like 1-2 targets in the last fight. This was really just chaotic offering, but if they do it right, a nice chrono, 1-2-3 targets in there, do damage, maybe -1, then come in, Echo Slam, chaotic offering, that's a double stun plus a lot of damage. Then of course we still have Enchant Totem just to lock them down, especially on the Brewmaster. That is very efficient. Not to mention that if all of this is happening, then he might even shatter from the Ice Blast before he gets his ultimate off, and that's the crucial thing about it. But it looks like immunity, they say like, hey guys, before Kingdom gets the initiative here, we take it in our hands. So at the moment we only have the Void split pushing in the mid, and this is actually a good idea. Like, he might reach the tier 3 tower before immunity reaches the tier 3 tower bottom, and with that pressure he might force someone back, giving him the better odds on the team fights for sure. But it seems like immunity, they're just preparing to be ready as in they just farm the enemy jungle and then immediately go back. Also, what's the item progression? Like, I'm trying to figure out what we go for. Like the Razor at the moment, 4.6k. The question is now tankiness, refresher. That would be something. On the Warlock, well, it's kind of safe explaining here. We already have the Arcanum Scepter. We saw it in action twice, doing a good job. With the Perseverance, that is, of course, the first clue that he is gonna go for refresher orb pretty much soon. But with the current gold he has, I don't think that's coming too soon. Or actually, never mind me. It is. The only reason I was saying that is because I didn't see it was already in the chicken. So yes, he has the refresher orb, and this is now bad news for immunity. Because so far the team fights were everything but good. Like the last two ones against Chrono and Chaotic Offering and Echo Slam and Ice Blast, those 4 ultimates pretty much. But now with a double Chaotic Offering, that is bad news. Not just that like your fights might go wrong, but also the pushing power that's coming out of it. Like once you turn this around, such a fight, for example with Chaotic Offering, like those golems that are still alive, they can be used to push out lanes, and they might even push racks, even with pretty much everyone dead. That's the good thing about the golems. They hit for a ton. So let's see what's coming out. Immunity at the moment, they're holding back. No split push coming out, no approach. 5 men somewhere. Roshan respawned. Again, a very low timer. This is the 3rd Roshan, by the way. So we have a cheese, which could of course also influence this game. And we already see dewarding happening. There's one observer ward left here, and they have to get this one, of course, before they go into Roshan. Otherwise, they would see it, unless they use a smoke, which we saw last time as well. So, immunity, is that gonna be a sneaky rush or not? That's the biggest question. And well, it's sort of a standoff. Both teams know, hey guys, the next Roshan fight is really gonna put this game in some direction. And to be honest, this Void, I really like what Kingdom was doing with the Void, like letting him ignore pretty much everything, just making sure he's somewhere in. But yeah, now they're calling it. They're like, hey guys, there's an observer ward. We saw what you do here. We see you going in and out here, giving frost armors. But well, Roshan, relatively low. They have to be fast. They have to be fast. Oh, the Razor already going in. Chaotic offering 1. There's a Chrono. Only holding the Viper. There's an Ice Blast flying in. And, well, the Abaddon, he's tanking up quite. But that's the problem now. Chain Frost flying in. It's a 1-1 trade so far. Now the slow off the Warlock. It is a 1-3, but to the... Oh, the last pounce. It's just coming after him. The problem is the Warlock... I say. The Panda got his ultimate off, so now it's all about what can they do. But there we go in. The Enchant Totem, everything. They're gonna focus now here on that Panda. But Panda, 4 golems. Something you really don't want to do here. The Lich is maybe the next target. He's trying to juke around, going in the other direction. But yes, Smashy is just finishing that job. And now he also has the gem. Well, actually he has 2 gems here and pops everything there. Pull the creep wave here into it, but Smash is gonna take care of it as well as the Razor. The Razor is gonna be the holder of this Aegis, and those 4 golems, look at this, how they just maim Roshan here. That is good news. Good news for Kingdom and bad news for Immunity. Even though that Chrono was everything but optimal, still just did not go as planned. Like, they really thought they're gonna go for something better. The Chain Frost did quite some damage. If they would have focused the Panda right away, off the Panda been in the Chrono, Immunity would have completely lost that fight, even without getting 2D and everything. But of course the Panda made something at least happening here. Nevertheless, 44th minute, Kingdom is taking over this game. It's now official. They are coming back, but oh, Smashy. Force stuff, he still has, well, he has Dagger right now, but the Brewmaster didn't see him. It's nighttime, and apparently he was the line of his vision when he was here, so he didn't see the Earthshaker. So, too bad they don't get this kill. It would have been a nice one, because they at least would have reclaimed their gem. And at the moment, both gems are in the possession of... Wait, what? Oh, the Razor has the second one. Okay, I thought they put it down on the ground, but no, Razor is the one holding it. So, let's see. Immunity. It's pretty much all or nothing. You can see the graph. Kingdom took over. Like, they never had a single time the graph on this side. Now in experience, they finally took over. It took them 45 minutes. Gold-wise, Immunity still has something, but I mean, 45 minutes, 2k gold, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Just a pick-off, a good fight, another tower, and this is pretty much gone as well. So Kingdom just 2-3 minutes short of taking over gold lead as well. But still, I mean, at least it's fairly even. Now we can actually say the game is even when it comes to ultimates. And the execution, Kingdom just did a better job in the last 3 team fights. And the funny thing is, it wasn't even the non-plus-ultra. It was not the best fight possible. The Chrono could have hit on more targets there, and if that would have been the case, then the outcome of the fight even more distinct in one direction. But let's see, Immunity. They definitely know they want to go for something. They have to go for something. Problem is, the Razor having now evasion as well, having the Aegis as well. That's like really, really, really bad news. The Lich, he also like is going for a Halberd sooner or later, I think. But I don't know if that's the best decision here against the Faceless Void and the Razor. I mean, so far they got the Faceless Void down, at least in all those fights. Problem is, if he survives and then keeps on just bashing after you out of cooldowns and you can't kite him, then a disarm might actually be a good thing. But now, Smoke, and we have Immunity still farming in the enemy jungle, but now heading back. But I don't think that being passive here is gonna help you in this game. This game has to be fought like in a huge team fight with perfect execution or with good mistakes. Like if 2D fucks up his chrono, then or someone is getting caught out of position without buyback, that might be interesting. That's where I can see immunity coming back. But right now, if Kingdom is executing their ultimates properly through, then they should have the advantage, and they also should have the late game. If you look at it, it's a Razor, it's a Faceless Void, that all against, I don't know, Abaddon, who is at the moment just tanky as such. The damage he dishes out is not the best, but I definitely like, of course, the approach of the Aghanim Scepter. He's trying to take as much damage off his team as possible, but now Kingdom says, guys, it's enough. All the ultimates are ready. Oh, he's popping his ultimate. He knows I have ultimate. I have Aegis, so you might as well. And look at this. He's going for it. But oh, he might actually pay with this. Nope, 4 stuff out. The word's still healing him up. And the tower is still there. But oh, the chrono coming out. Nope, there is the chrono. Chaotic offering already G-Dot. He can't trigger his ultimate quite yet. But oh, the Chain Frost is flying. But nice, beautifully stolen chrono here. Holding it all in place. So at the moment, it's 3 down. The H is being popped. Second chaotic offering is being down. Like, we all have so much units at the moment. The Warlock trying to go for his slow. G-Dot has to go out, but the Warlock eventually dying. The Viper is trying to go around here. Wrap around. Do they have an interrupt here somehow? No, they do not. Everything was pretty much on cooldown. The Rubik even tried to get the second chaotic offering stolen, but in the end, I can't even believe it. But the tower survives. 40 HP because of the cliff being used. G-Dot did like his job, like the burrow time, like really did an awesome job there. And in the end, 3 are down. Aegis removed, so this was a 0-4. Yep, a 0-4-4 trade. That's pretty much it. And with this, they might actually force buybacks. Buyback is available on the Void, is available on the Warlock, so they might as well do it, or just get the range tracks here. That's the best thing they can do, but they're already pointing out here that tower bottom. There is a cliff available, so they could still hold this for a long time, even this 15 seconds, and right now they just settle with that range tracks. Unfortunately, the Abaddon, he's the only one who could tank that tower, I think, besides the Viper. Yeah, Viper with the heart, he can tank it, but still, it's they've done exactly what they should do. They did not buy back, they did not panic, they just gave the range tracks because nobody gives a damn about range tracks, and now it's all about driving immunity out. But still, like I'm so surprised that this fight turned out this way. Like I didn't expect immunity being still that strong in the game, but the execution, the positioning here from low to high ground, it was just not good. But oh, look how aggressive here Mr. Abaddon is. But that damage stolen, he actually avoided most of it here, so that's a good thing. Only 56 damage stolen. Well, let's see. Like the problem is one positioning mistake. One position mistake. I mean, this is the radius of a chrono. Okay, I'm bad at drawing. Maybe this. But if they get like 3 men in the chrono, that should do the trick. But no, all fatal bonds? No, nothing. That's just Viper Strike, harass coming out, and G-Dot, like, Godot is just doing the harass on the tower. He's disarmed now. Aquatic Shield just removing the cold feet, and the Warlock with his slow. Look at the slow. It's so painful. It's so painful. Now, Viper is going back. But yeah, at least they get something done with slow siege. Problem is now they abandon this idea. No more slow siege. They go back from the enemy jungle. Maybe they try to lure someone out, but I don't think Kingdom is ever gonna leave their 5-man roster as such. They have to stick together because they know if we get caught out singly, then this is bad news for us. Either way, 16 and 18, the craft should be already in direction of immunity again after this last fight, at least a tiny bit. And yes, the almost 4k experience that Kingdom had is now back to a 2k here of immunity. So this one big team fight and the farming that followed after is like worth a 6k swing. And talking about the gold, actually Kingdom, I was announcing already that Kingdom is soon taking over in gold lead, but no, with the last fight that's a 2k gold jump from 2k to 4k. But still, this could anytime change. Just one team fight, but to really get a significant advantage, to get a decent advantage here, you need to win at like 1 or 2 team fights for sure, and you have to go through the buybacks. But you guys remember the net worth from like 20 minutes ago, the 3 cores of Immunity, they were all 3 top, and they had like a 2-3k advantage over the next one on Kingdom. Now, the Faceless Void is actually top. I mean, at the moment they're very similar, like they're just away 200 gold from each other, but still. The Viper actually fallen a bit back in farm, 2k behind, but still, it's still going all just fine. They're looking for the Void. They know the Void should be somewhere here, but unfortunately, nope, they're not gonna find anything. This 5-man smoke gank train here is not gonna find anything. Oh, I just had to take a sip of my tea there, sorry. That's why I hate solo cast, because then your voice is at some point. And this is the 4th game now in a row. The 2nd solo cast, since Coucher had to leave me and had to go online on HeflaTV 2. But either way, they just settle with, okay, smoking was not successful. Roshan, wait, pee? Are you serious? I have to pee too. Nobody's making a break for the caster. 2D toilet break. I can't even believe it. Oh my god. So guys, take 2 minutes. Well, actually we can look how much time he takes to go for this toilet break. If he's back within a minute, he didn't wash his hands. You disgusting little 2D. But at least it's time for Hefla and his smokes. Hefla smoke. Either way, we have to look at a bit at the items, because I'm wondering what do we miss? I mean, we're so deep into the game already, so far when it comes to time, 53 minutes. So we have the Arcanum Scepters done, that was the first item. Like, we have the Assault Aura, we have Drums Aura. Vladimir's would be missing, for example, on Immunity, but there's no one to carry it right now, unless the Rubik maybe is going for it, or the Lich. But they already have the Medallion. As such, they have mobility, they have this Halberd finish now on the Void, which is either against the Razor or against the Void, after the Chrono that is. But to be honest, what I miss also the most is like BKBs in this fight, or in this entire game. Because right now, like if you see after the Chrono, there's still a lot of fighting going on, also with magical spells, but except for the Void, nobody really felt like going for it. Like, he's the only one, and the only reason he's going for it is because he wants to be immune against certain disables inside the Chronosphere. So that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, and that would really strengthen Kingdom's position here, if the Ancient Apparition had more farm. If he had a Arcanum Scepter, this probably would make quite a difference. But also, he's holding back with his Ice Blast all the time. Like, have you seen any Ice Blast flying around, pushing out creep waves, harassing some heroes here and there? No, you haven't, because he's just not doing it. He's holding onto that Ice Blast all the time, just in case a fight is going on or coming up. So prepared for the worst case scenario all times. But let's see. I mean, the Earthshaker, he's going for an ultimate orb, so I thought maybe, okay, with his Acro Slams follow-ups or something like that, we might actually see him going for Arcanum Scepter, but no, it's an ultimate orb, so it might be, for example, a Hex there, which is of course interesting. But let's see. Roshan dying so fast at the moment. Does Immunity see that? Does Immunity see this Roshan happening? It doesn't seem like it, and with all this damage here, Mjolnirs plus the Daedalus, and of course all this is just nuts here. Like, just in case there is the slow here by the Warlock, and this Roshan is going down. This is Razor getting it. Who's getting the second cheese? Come on, 2D, you can pick it up. 2 cheese is better than 1, but they just drop all their TP scrolls. Now we have the cheese on the Warlock, Aegis on the Razor. Everything works as intended, and now Immunity, I think they made a big mistake. I think they should have contested this, because so far, I mean, at least judging by the last fight, they still have a chance to be in here. Giving away this Roshan and 2 cheese, that's bad news. This is bad news. That's like almost a second life for the Warlock, unless he really gets bursted down. That's Faceless Void, immune for 10 seconds. This is a fresh BKB, and after that he has still a cheese, and we have the Razor who can just go in YOLO with his ultimate on. So tier 3 tower is the first thing to fall. I don't think they're gonna use the cliff for that. They're gonna save it for the racks here. But at the moment, okay, Abaddon just tanking it away. pushing out the creep wave. The Rubik is like, you shall not get this money because it's falling anyway. So yeah, good decision here to deny it. But let's see with the next creep wave. I think the Razor is going in, and the Hex is done on the Earthshaker. Leaves him without buyback, but a Hex is a Hex. And the slow. The upheaval by the Warlock is coming. Some harass here, Viper Strike, but oh, are they going in? There's the Chronosphere. This time, 2 people. Chaotic offering number 1 here, still focusing on that Viper. The Viper, it's going down. Viper's down, buyback immediately, and now look at all these units. Now there is the bounces. This will be pretty much unlimited bounces, doing a lot of damage, but still not enough. Buyback's coming out, the second one here on Godot, but he's coming in. Focus on the Warlock. The cheeses are still up. That's the biggest problem, and the Panda has to be careful. If he's getting down before his ultimate even ends. This is of course bad news. Another buyback. This is the third one. Only the Earthshaker going down at the moment. New harass here by the Viper, but with all those golems, there's so much damage here on the racks. Like, this is really, really, really bad news. But the Brewmaster coming in, but he can't really do anything without his ultimate. He's quite useless. The Viper trying to do something on the Razor, but he's getting disarmed. Now they're gonna focus here on Godot. He has his new ultimate up, and of course there is the Aegis down. But still, look at the golems, still chipping away all this, and the Razor, well, he has his ultimate soon ready. But now at the moment, oh, Ice Blast stolen. It's gonna hit the oh no, return to the sender, but no, it's actually not happening. The Brewmaster trying to go in, but this is a bit too close. I think they're gonna focus down the Razor. Yes, the Medirex is down. What a fight! What a hell of a fight! The Ancient Apparition, and that's the funny part, I actually thought he actually dies to his own Ice Blast that are stolen by the Rubik. I mean, well, it would have been funny. The fact is the Warlock already respawned here, or he actually went out of this fight, and he still has the cheese. There's an Ice Blast flying by the Rubik here. He's actually... No, wait. Never mind. This was the original by the Ancient Apparition. Still, look at the buybacks, and there you see what was the big problem. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 buybacks. And really unfortunate the Panda died in his brawling form. Like, there was just too much damage going on. So 57 minutes, and... well, it cost them a lot. I think this was the sinking Titanic, the last big sound before it's sinking, unless this smoke is gonna do something. Maybe force at least some buyback. We have it on the Void. Let's see. Did they see anything here? The smoke is still up for some seconds. Okay, Viper's going in, saying I'm tanky enough, guys. I'm absolutely tanky enough. The Brewmaster now visible. It's daytime as well. They use the cliff. Just baited out. There is Ice Blast flying. Oh, it's on top of a smoke here. That's of course bad news. Like, one is just getting hit here. It's the Faceless Void, but he's not gonna care too much. In the end, they're just going back. Immunity is holding back. So 58 minutes in this game. Still, it's so balanced at the moment. It's 20-21, 58 minutes. The graphs in experience about 0, in gold about 0, and like we have 1 Millirex down, and the only advantage someone has at the moment is really immunity, because they got the range racks down already. And okay, if you consider the damage already done to other tier 3 towers like here or there, then of course immunity has, like, on the objectives at least, a small advantage. But overall, still, you saw this fight, like, the only reason that immunity was like holding something here, maybe even getting return kills, was because they spent 4 buybacks. I mean, 4 buybacks, this is not something you do. It's not a stroll in the park or so. It's something that costs a ton of money, and it's something that means also if you lose the follow-up fight before those 5 minutes are gone, you pretty much lost the game. Like, one more fight forced by Kingdom here, with them having buybacks, but the other side not having buybacks. This is bad news for immunity, but the good thing is, like, we have the Earthshaker not having a buyback, we have the Warlock not having a buyback at the moment, just by gold. So this is good news. At least immunity wouldn't have to deal with, like, all the time, like, instant buybacks on Kingdom, and then maybe BOT in to go high crown and finish the job. So that's maybe why they hold back a bit. It's just too bad that the Warlock actually went also for a Hex, because I think with a buyback would have been more interesting. Either way, Puppy Paws. Puppy Paws is coming out by Mr. Abaddon. He's like, hey, guys, let's talk about it. Drink a tea. and think about what we do. The fact is, they have to stall time. 2 minutes it is. If they stall time till 61:30, they can still go for their buyback war. The problem is, like Viper, far away from having the buyback. Lich the same. The Abaddon, if he wanted to, he could go for the buyback after those 2 minutes, but well, you see. The funny part is that they just pause without saying anything, so I have no idea what's going on right now, guys. I just know that this is... If the next fight is breaking out before those 2 minutes, before 61:30, and Kingdom is winning this fight, this is game. It must be game unless they make huge mistakes. So the question is now, Kingdom, are they aware of the fact? But what is this pause for? Are they looking at the streams now? Just making sure they pause for 2 minutes to see who has buyback, who doesn't? Just, I don't know. It seems like that, at least. Guys, don't leave me hanging here. Come on, go on. At least give me a reason, so I can say like, hey guys, why you do this? There's some blinks coming out, at least something we can work with. The Faceless Void is saying, guys, range tracks it is. I mean, both teams have now time to say, hey, let's go for these objectives, but as I said, I think the best decision for Kingdom at the moment is force that fight, because there are no significant buybacks on the other side. In fact, there are no buybacks on the other side, by either cooldown or by gold or by both. So looking at that, they should force it. But I don't know if Kingdom is well aware of this. And I also don't want to risk that they get put in the same position, because just imagine they lose the next fight horribly, then Immunity could just farm up a bit, turn it around, and then Kingdom would see themselves being forced into a position where they have to mass buyback, and then Immunity, as we know them, sometimes aggressive, sometimes like very passive, but if they choose correctly and go aggressive, this might be bad news. But either way, I think we're gonna see the last fight of this game potentially. There's an Ice Blast flying out, it's stolen by the Rubik, but the Warlock just got hit. jDL3 is the one who is trying to tank it away. They give up the range tracks just like that because they can. The Razor doesn't even bother at the moment with stealing some damage. No, he does not. And just some harass damage coming out here. They just make sure clearing out the wave. But unfortunately there's no one really coming in and opening that fight. Like no chrono, no nothing. Now they hide here at the side. This is without any vision here of the Dire team. Like the only one who has some vision here is Kingdom themselves, and it seems like they want to go slow siege. So slow siege is this. Unfortunately, the Razor doesn't have a refresher orb, because with a double ultimate, that would of course be quite sick. There's another Ice Blast flying, making this push a lot harder. Of course, this creep wave is going to be hit entirely. Still, it won't be enough, and they might even use the mech for it to just get the creeps up here. But let's see. Come on, guys. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, okay. HeflaTV is singing. That's bad news. Either way, I was talking about the 61:30 mark, and now you know what I mean, because now Abaddon, in 20 seconds, he has the buyback, and, well, Viper, still far away, because he didn't get any gold, apparently, in the last 5 minutes or so. But look at this, Razor, pop in his ultimate, and jDL3 is trying to do something, but he can't really do anything. That's the biggest problem, and look at this. Armor reduction on him is just nuts, and, well, they go for the tower. Cliff being used, stalling some time. At least the Eva has now the buyback. Oh, by the chrono, there it is. They want to focus on the Viper. Ice Blast flying here, but the Ice Blast is... Oh, well, it hits. The question is now Viper. Yes, Viper should go down. There's no buyback whatsoever, and now fly, Chain Frost, but I don't think it's gonna do anything. For now, it's a 1-1 trade, and 2D is just getting the hell out of here. Oh, hacks here on the Rubik, but is there more coming? Yes, Chaotic Offering is coming the second time. The Panda done with his ultimate, and all the Rubik being frozen. That should be definitely a kill. Warlock is the next one to fall if G-Dot can catch up. But oh, what a beautiful after slam here. Look at this. This might be actually it, and there is the buyback of the Abaddon, and still the Razor standing. He came in, popping the new ultimate. It's just a 60-second cooldown. That's the funny part about this damn ultimate. So with 3 down, I don't think they can do anything about these Rex, and let's see how greedy is Kingdom. Do they want to go for more, or do they not? Like, they could even go for a tier 4 tower if they want to. Like, the Abaddon is still trying desperately to do something here, but now he still has his ultimate, of course, if he wants to. Now he's disarmed as well, Aphotic Shield. Some damage stolen, but this damage is now being used to just put damage into the tower. And the GG call is coming out. 62 minutes, 63 minutes, and it is, well, it is done. They're gonna get that fast kill here. No, they're not gonna get anything because the admin was faster than the kills happening. But yeah, good job by Kingdom. That's definitely good job by Kingdom. And the positioning as in the buyback situation of Immunity was just unfortunate. If they had a bit more gold and they could have gone for a second round of buybacks, the time would have been right, but it wasn't, and therefore Kingdom did the right thing, forcing the fight, go in high ground. 1 hour, 2 minutes, 45 seconds, and it's a 1-1 in a 2-game series here in a jDL3. My name is HeflaTV. You're here on HeflaTV 1. If you like what we do here on HeflaTV, then of course like us here on HeflaTV 1 and 2. And by the way, on HeflaTV 2, we should have another game going right now. It should be, if I'm not mistaken, SS versus someone else. Yeah, Screen Squad versus My Insanity. So the mixed team versus the Serbians, also very nice to watch. Some music, and then I will host this channel to the other one. Thanks for tuning in, and see you soon. See you on Facebook and Twitter. You will always get the news about what's going on here on HeflaTV. So, see ya.